Pacific Coast Vintage.
In this place.
Forme idéale à l'époque, les roues sont en plastique, ce qui veut dire que la vitesse
And what did you say the company was called?
It's called Banzai.
Banzai.
The French Banzai. All these boards was when I was a kid.
Wow, that was your first.
The first good one.
Yeah.
78, so I was already a
a été au moins monté une fois sur une planche.
« 1960, c'est la date de naissance du skateboard, ce qui veut dire... Skateboard, ce qui...
So I'm visiting Pacific Coast Vintage, and this is Jacques, the owner. Pacific Coast Vintage is a true hidden gem for anyone interested in vintage surf and skateboard culture. The shop is more than just a retail space. It's a cultural hub for skateboarding enthusiasts. Its interior is lined with vintage decks, helmets, and surfboards, creating a museum-like atmosphere that celebrates the golden era of skateboarding.
Yeah, all these boards was when I was a kid growing up, seeing in the magazine. You know, they were the boards I was dreaming about. I couldn't afford them, so my first real board is when they opened the first skate park. I still have it actually.
You still have the very one that was your first?
The first good one.
Yeah.
78. So I was already skateboarding for 3 years, sorry. And that's the real first one I got when they opened the skate park.
Very cool. What trucks and wheels did you have on it then?
Tracker wheels and yo-yo wheels. Tracker trucks and yo-yo wheels. And I have a photo actually
Yeah, where?
in a magazine
Ah, cool.
of me riding this board.
Skateboard wheels began as unsafe steel and clay versions in the 1950s and 60s, offering poor grip and ride quality. Everything changed around 1973 with the introduction of urethane wheels, which made skateboarding smoother, safer, and more versatile. Wheels from this period are now sought-after collector's items. And at Pacific Coast Vintage, you'll find an impressive variety. Many nostalgic skateboarders come here looking for the exact wheels they once rode in their youth. So is there, or have there ever been any French skateboard equipment? I mean, like back in the day, or?
Yeah, back in the 70s, they were the first like plastic Banzai.
Yeah.
The toy that everybody wanted to have.
Yeah.
Everybody got in the 1977, 78
Yeah.
for Christmas. So they started with plastic, was very popular because very flexible and to learn tricks.
And what did you say the company was called?
It was called Banzai,
Banzai.
but French Banzai. Because
Okay.
you have the US Banzai company, which is different.
All right. Okay.
So that was a French guy who made that brand. And then you had Midden boards,
Okay.
like this. You also have them in metal, like the
Alright.
Rollet Cobra,
These are all French over here.
French and Rollet. Yeah, the two ones next to each other.
And they're also about the same time, like the 1970s.
77,
Yeah.
78. They were good quality.
Yeah. When you source, for example, a skateboard or a surfboard, how much of it do you restore? How much do you want to alter it, or do people want them exactly as they?
For surfboards, I make them watertight so they can be used again.
Okay.
So
People really use the old surfboards.
Sure.
Yeah.
They're good quality surfboards. They should be used again. Skateboard, now with modern skateboards, it depends, but it doesn't have to be ridden, and they're very expensive. So it's not always a good idea to use them if you want to collect. But and I have two options: people that like to have them in the really original way, very used. They don't want to change anything. It depends. And some want to restore because that's the board they had when they were a kid.
Yeah.
So they want to change the trucks.
But then they'll put new wheels on it or something.
New wheel, they want to get because they have good quality wheels. So it could be. They could.
But if you get really good condition vintage wheels, you don't really want to ride them because you.
It depends. Some people do.
Okay,
Some people will say, yeah, the skateboard, they're made to be used.
Yeah.
To be
All right.
on the wall.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
all different kind of guys. But mostly they're between 60 and 70 years old guy that collect these kind of boards.
Yeah. What's the rarest skateboard that you have in the shop right now?
Maybe not the rarest, probably one of the hobby, like this one. Probably one of the
that
most,
is really weird. I don't think I've ever seen wheels
the
like
hobby
that.
Sundancer, because they used to make these trucks.
Yeah.
It's missing the urethane around the wheel right now, but these trucks and this board is very rare.
It's nothing I've ever seen before. That
They
must be extremely.
They didn't make that many because probably didn't work that well. But from hobby, a very good company.
Yeah. And when's that from?
And that's from 76,
Yep.
very early. Very popular also Sims in Europe, in France. Everybody wanted to have Sims boards.
Yeah. That's something I think more of wheels with Sims, but yeah.
No, the
board
skate park. For skate park, they were really good boards.
Yeah. So how old is skateboarding in a town like, in a city like Paris, for example? Has it been going on since?
Paris, it started, there was a few guys that rode these kind of boards in the 60s. But there were only a couple guys in Trocadero maybe. It wasn't popular. It really started to be very popular in 78. That's the year where it exploded. I started in 76, a bit earlier. But 78, all the kids had a skateboard for Christmas.
Yeah, I've seen quite a bit of riders still up in Trocadero. That's always been
That's
popular.
a good spot.
And Place de la République also, but that's today. Now they've built.
It wasn't like that in the 70s.
No.
And the streets were really bad, you know. Back in the days, it's not, the sidewalks were not like this, very smooth. They were very rough, and so Trocadero was a very good spot.
The first skate parks that were built, where was that?
In La Villette.
Yeah.
And the other one was Ici les Moulins of Béton.
And it's not nothing there anymore.
It lasted a couple of years.
Yeah.
And then 1980, summer of 1980, everybody came back from holiday, I guess, and they went into roller skating.
Big change
And
there.
skateboard disappeared.
Yeah. How's the Parisian skate culture today? I mean, the kids.
It's more like a street culture,
Yeah.
like a street skateboarding, but in Paris, not a very good spot for like ball riding.
No.
That's what I like.
Yeah.
You know, ball riding and pool skating, and you have to go outside of Paris. I'll show you. That's the opening of the first skate park in Paris. First skateboard magazine also. We didn't have
What's it called, the magazine?
Skate.
Just Skate, yeah.
Skate magazine, and you had Skate France also, which was the other good one. And that's the construction of the first skate park in 1978. In La Villette, where they have concert and all kind of stuff now.
And that looks like some construction. That only lasted for a short...
That was a big, that was a big construction. And that was the inauguration, you see, of this first skate park.
Very cool. It looks great.
That was, the only good thing about this one was a big snake.
Yeah.
That was the only good part about it. The rest was not that good. And that's me on my Sims and yo-yo and trucker trucks. Coming out of the snake.
That's the board you just showed me.
Yeah. I was 14. But that was a lot of kids. But they were, you had to pay, by the hour.
Oh, really? Okay.
They were not free. But it was very popular. Which is this one, that was the best one. They opened it only a few months after the first one. And this one was the real one. What pools, with a big half pipe.
Very nice.
And that one was the best. But it only lasted maybe not even 2 years.
But was it skaters who built it or constructed it or
No,
at least
they were
designed
like
it?
investors.
Yeah?
So
Okay.
that was very popular. They thought it was a good idea.
Yeah? But they must have asked how you wanted, because they couldn't know how
This
to
one
build.
was like a California skate park.
Yeah, okay.
The first one was was made by the city. This one was a private one. And the first one was made by the city or the area.
Yeah.
And it was not very good.
So they got blueprints from the United States or something to make it.
I have the blueprints of the La Villette.
That's amazing.
These are the blueprints.
Jesus.
Yeah. Of the first skate park you were.
Wow.
So yeah, that's the blueprint of the first skate park in Paris area. The first one was in southwest of France, but it was a terrible.
That's very cool.